been thinking about making this video all week, and there's been a lot of stuff that's been based around the Montreal Canadiens, and I think Habs fans won't disagree with me. Now, the Habs fans around this channel, there's a lot of them. There is a big majority. Not as much as Bruins fans, but there is a lot of Montreal Canadiens fans. So, when we're going to have this discussion about the Montreal Canadiens, and to be honest, if everything works out for them, like none of these contracts, none of these players, all these players live up to their expectations, I think that, this team is going to be like a team you should be scared of next season. Now, so they traded away Max Domi, and everyone was mad about that. Everyone was mad that they lost probably one of their best forwards. And to be honest, if they could have found a way to acquire Josh Anderson without trading Max Domi, the Habs definitely would have. Because I think that, Domi was going into his prime. And I think that a lot of people would agree with me with that. And, I'm glad that he's going to Columbus, because Columbus needs that acquisition. But what they acquired could turn into something insane. Now, they acquired Josh Anderson, and if Josh Anderson is healthy next season, if he's healthy, not if not he's healthy, because he had 4 points this season when he wasn't healthy. So, if he's healthy, he will help out in the goal-scoring category for Montreal. He just needs to avoid the bad injuries that he had this season with that season. So, all I gotta say is that, I think Montreal made a much better move than a lot of people are thinking that they made. And then, earlier before the Josh Anderson trade, they acquired Jake Allen in a trade with the St. Louis Blues. And I think that, first off, they were able to get a goaltender for the expansion draft. I think that plays a role in this. And, they also got a solid backup goaltender. And, that's something Montreal's been looking for a very long time. Montreal's been needing that one goaltender who can play, 20-something games without Carey Price. And, I think that, there's goaltenders in Montreal's system that are going to turn into something. I think Caden Primo is definitely going to turn into something for Montreal. But, I think that Jake Allen will be our solid backup for now, and he'll likely be the guy going, or likely will be the goaltender available at the expansion draft for the Seattle Kraken next season. So, I think that either way, I think that it was a great trade for Montreal. Gives them a solid backup for 2 years, and maybe they can make a run. Who did they sign? Well, I'm gonna go through the re-signings first. They re-signed Brendan Gallagher to a 5-year, $3 million contract, I think. And it's a great signing. Gallagher brings up that physicality. He showed that in the series against Philadelphia. Oh, he was really. There were points where There were points where I was getting really mad at him for. He was really just out there trying to injure Philadelphia players. And what Niskanen did? What Niskanen did to him, I 100% agree with Habs fans. Habs fans, I'm sure me saying this, I know you're gonna comment below saying, "Oh, the Niskanen suspension should have been longer." I absolutely agree. I absolutely 100% agree. I think the Canadiens in that Niskanen suspension got robbed, and I'm sure you're happy that he announced retirement just like a week ago. So I think that re-signing Brendan Gallagher helps out with the physicality, helps out with the offense, because with Domi gone, he's really their best offensive player. And I think even with Domi here, some people thought he was their best offensive player. They re-signed Jake Allen to a 2-year contract, which makes sense because by the time he's gonna be out of here, he's gonna be expired on that contract. So the Kraken, if by the time he may be out of here, his contract will be expired. So we'll see what happens. I think that this is a part of Montreal's plan, though, to just take him at the expansion draft. But I think it is a good move with the goaltending and stuff. Here's a contract that when it was signed, I got very mad about. Josh Anderson was signed a 7-year contract worth $5 million. This is a good signing if Josh Anderson's healthy. Again, I'm going to say that again. If Josh Anderson's healthy, this is a great signing. But if Josh Anderson isn't healthy, and let's say scores maybe 10 points this season and is injured for a lot of it, that's a problem. And, with they're offering Gallagher $5 million. They offered Jake Allen $2 million. And they already have high contracts of Tatar, Byron, Armia, and Denault. All these guys, they're going to have cap problems next season. They really only have like $380,000 in cap space, and I think that's a huge problem. So, I think that, they should have offered Josh Anderson not as lengthy and not as much of a contract. I know Habs fans are saying it's a great signing. It's really on the fence, because half of the Habs fan base is saying that it's a good signing, half isn't. I think that, either way they should have signed them to at least the deal that the Habs gave Tyler Toffoli. But not the deal that they signed Josh Anderson for. I think that 7 years is way too much, especially for a guy that can be injury prone, and maybe he might not work up to the person he was supposed to be. We don't know though, so we'll see what happens next season with him. And they also signed Tyler Toffoli, which is probably the best signing that they made the whole entire free agency. And it's Toffoli. He's gonna help with that goal scoring. Put him on the line with Gallagher. You need some help on that. You need some help when it comes to that side of the ballpark. So I think that Montreal, they were coming into the free agency really needing goal scoring. They showed that in the series against Philadelphia. And, I think that this series, I think they really proved to us that they are going to be really consistent in the next season. Now, their cap space is $383,691, and that's not a lot. So I have a category here where there are players. I have 4 players listed here who are likely going to be leaving the team before next season. Before the next offseason. Trying to re-sign Thomas Tatar is not going to go well, especially with how much money he's going to want. So he's likely not going to be in Montreal in 2021-22. Paul Byron will likely get traded. I think that just to clear cap space, they'll do that. Joel Armia may get traded, and Philip Denault may get traded as well. So, I think that those guys are going to be out of Montreal. I think that a lot of Habs fans will agree with me with those guys being out of Montreal, and I think that they don't have a problem with those guys being out of Montreal. So, yeah. And then for the final category I have here, they drafted Caden Goulet. A lot of people are mad about it. They could have selected a much better offensive player, but I think that, drafting their final defensive player was just a part of the plan for the Canadiens. So yeah, if you enjoyed this Montreal Canadiens offseason video, make sure to leave a like, hit the subscribe button. We are trying to get to 6 subscribers by the end of the year. Thanks for the constant support. We're definitely gonna be making another video like this, 100%. I wouldn't doubt it. So I was hesitating making this video earlier, but I know the Habs weren't done with their offseason moves. They might still not be done in their offseason moves. They might trade players for cap space. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.